also do all their postings. So they're like, peace out, see you in 3 months. Post on my socials, see ya. So, yeah.
So you have a lot of different options, correct? So like, I think you did in the past, so I'm asking if you still do it.
Yeah.
Like if somebody wants to do it in their home, you do have like the option for you to come out and help set it up at home.
Yeah. I'll show you in a second. We'll talk about that in just a minute, actually, because I have a freebie for you. If you guys are interested in learning more about the course, so again, it's called Podcast Launch Lab. We started last week, but we have another class on Friday. It's just going to be the second one. You could totally catch up if you wanted to, or hopefully by the end of this month, I will have the full course out, and so you can buy just the course. It's not on the site yet. This is still the site for the class that started last week, but I'm just telling you. There will be course only, and it's going to be, I believe, $555, and then you just do it on your own. It's 12 modules, so I broke them into, they're about 30 minutes each, and then you have homework after each one. Or you can do the course plus you get 3 meetings with me. I don't remember what I priced that at, $1,500-ish. And one of those, I could help you set up your home studio, or for you guys, not do that for everybody, but Tamika and I had so much fun when we did that at her house. Yeah, if you haven't seen that reel, it's pretty funny. And then I have another one where I actually do all your branding for you as well, and produce your first episode, and I'll do your intro and your outro, and I think that one was like $2,500 or something like that. So kind of all over price-wise, just to make it real accessible for people, and I'm doing like 3-month payment plans too. But if you're like, I'm never going to do it, so forget it, I'll just outsource, I've got a page for that as well. And those packages start at like $1,400 a month. So.
What about, I'm sorry, real quickly, the editing, because
yeah.
Okay, you get set up and everything, and then you film these content. I am not good at cutting and trimming and doing all of that. Like, what help? How do you do that?
So I recommend using a system called Riverside, and you can use it for interviews. It's really designed for interviews. Yeah. So you log in from your computer, they log in from their computer, and you guys just have, you hit record and you have a conversation. And it will automatically edit the video depending on who's talking. So it'll like show you if you're talking, and then show your guest if they're talking. It will automatically add subtitles. It'll take away your ums and your ahs, right? It does. It's got a fluff finder, which is pretty funny. I get a lot of the fluff finder notifications just because of the way I talk. And so, but it's great because you can review them and be like, yeah, that was fluff. Okay, yes, that was fluff, And so it'll automatically do that for you. It'll automatically fix your audio for you just to, optimize it. It'll add subtitles. You can add on a surround that actually goes on your screen. So I'll show you. Yeah, I can show you what it looks like. Yeah, or you can just stick a logo in the corner if that's easier. Yep. And what else can you do with it? So then you can also use it to create social posts. So it has an AI that will automatically pick a few things. So if you guys have heard of Opus Clips, it's kind of an Opus Clips, but it's the Riverside version. They're okay, right? I don't know, Tamika, what's been your experience with it?
Opus?
No, with Riverside, because Riverside, so it'll say like magic clips, and I'll bring it up and show you. It'll make a couple magic clips for you. Of the like 4 that they make, like 2 might be good, and then you might want to find another one, right? I will and I don't even know if I did this when you took the class, but while you're talking, you can actually hit the M button and it'll mark it in the thing. So when you edit it. And so if you're like, ooh, I'm saying something pithy, this is gonna be good, this is gonna be a good reel, you could just hit the button and then you'll be able to see it on your timeline. So, and let's say a dog started barking in the middle, or you coughed, or whatever. There is on the side, the transcript comes up. and you can go over to the transcript and just select the parts you want to delete and hit delete, and it automatically does the video for you.
So the transcript.
It's pretty
helps
cool.
you-
Let me see if I hopefully we've got enough.
So the transcript helps you, like if you want to do 2 seconds or 2 minutes or 1 minute, the transcript helps you modify the video to 1 and 2 minutes. Because when you're doing video editing, I was one of those people old school. I would move it, move it back, and I just can't do that anymore.
Yeah, you can actually just delete in the words in the transcript what you don't want, and it'll keep what you do want. All right, so here is, this is module 9 of the Podcast Launch Lab course.
Where does the in-person together? I'm like,
So this is, Riverside is designed for you're at your house and they're at their house or their studio or wherever.
Wait, who's at their studio? Like
Your guest.
Your guest.
Yeah, you don't have to be in the same place.
Yep.
What is can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Sherry. So
I'm listening.
I don't
I'm just trying to
wanna
find
do
something to show you.
I don't want to do a podcast. I'm a designer, and it might not that I couldn't, but that's not really exciting for me to talk about. There are other things I might want to do that for. But my business is very visual. You have to see images of projects and vibe-like stuff. So, but I mean, I can sit and talk about how to. I mean, I could do that all day long. I do it in my outfits. I do it in my projects. I can do before and afters. I can just talk about projects and how we built. I can just do a video of just me talking, interjecting.
100%.
It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you can do this, what I'm doing. So like I have a video camera over here right now and I'm recording a podcast episode.
I do that all the time.
Because I'm lazy and this is content.
Yep.
And I'm here, right? So I'm going to take this video and I'm going to use it as a podcast. I use it all. I do that all the time. If you look through my Your Marketing Mentor podcast from last year, at least a third of them were my speaking engagements. And it's great because Dawn in our group sent me a note this morning. She's like, I'm so sad I can't be there today. I'm like, don't worry, I'm recording it and it'll be out as a podcast in a couple weeks.
Yep.
Later on, when you get feet, I guess you can be useful.
Yeah.
Where does the class meet?
Oh, we're doing virtual now. We're doing it all virtually. Yeah, because we did a couple, we did a few, thank you. Yeah, maybe when you let it sit, maybe I'll get a chance to eat. Thank you.
Absolutely.
We did a couple in person for the first class, and it was really fun. But we had a couple other ones planned, and by the time we got there, we were like, "Do you guys really want to meet in person?" They're like, everybody's like, "No." Can we just meet? So we're doing it all virtual. We're all doing it all on Zoom. And if we have enough people local, we'll have a closing party, right? We had a graduation party for the first group. Okay, so this is. I got onto Riverside. I turned on my camera and I did a video. All right, so you can watch. We don't have the audio, but you get the idea. Here's me talking. I shared my screen at one point, so you'll be able to see that, right? Now, if I had a guest, you would see both of us, right? So then you can see over here on the left-hand side, this is so let's say I wanted to delete all of this, because I think it was kind of a bad, section or something. Watch, see how it selected it right here?
Oh, yeah.
And then I hit delete, and now it's gone.
Is it pretty seamless? Like, it's not obvious? It doesn't... Okay.
I mean,
You get, yes.
if you talk like I do very fast, without a lot of breaks, then it can get a little clunky. But whatever, everybody does it. I mean, everybody's podcasts have moments of being a little clunky, and people are sort of used to it. Yeah. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, can you, like for someone like me that just wants to do videos of myself talking and interjecting images, am I just going to do those? Right now, I just do them on my iPhone.
Yeah.
Is that work?
Yeah. The reason why, these courses I recorded in Riverside, because it will do a couple things for me. So watch. So over here on the side, I can go to AI tools. I can remove pauses, so it's going to remove 93 seconds.
Okay.
I can remove filler words, that's my ums and ahs. I can find fluff. It found 10 things.
I'm sure mine's gonna be at least that high.
I always do magic audio, just, I don't know, why not?
Well, there's magic edit, but for photos.
It could be better, right? You can change the layout, so I could change the layout so I'm in a little box down there. I could do,
Oh, yeah.
I could make myself look like that, you know, whatever. Then the other cool thing is you can add, what I do is I'll create a little intro graphic or something with a little bit of music, and you can, if you hit this button, you can just add that in there too. So if you have an introduction, like if you go through the Podcast Launch Lab, we'll create your intro and your outro for you. So you can just hit add and then your media, and then like this is module 9. So here's module 9, here's the intro that I did. And it just put it at the front. So now there's some cute little music to it, and then it goes right in. I know, I don't know.
We're in the home
Oh.
stretch of our podcast lunch lab, and so excited to get your podcast. Welcome.
And then
to Module
at the
9. We're in
end,
the
I
home
created
stretch.
a little exit too. So I just hit this button. I've already got it saved. And I click on videos. And I add it in there. Where is it? There's my little exit. Then I can do captions. And I can pick from any of these caption types. So let's say I want to do that. I'm going to add that one in. It might be too slow because I'm working off my phone and not Wi-Fi. I've got my hotspot. But you should be able to click on that. And then it'll automatically put in the subtitles throughout. It's pretty good. There are sometimes, you know, we say things and we don't say them quite as clearly as we could. So my husband is a hockey coach, and I used to do his social, and I used CapCut, not this, but another video editing software. And every time he said puck, CapCut thought he was saying something else, and he's a youth hockey coach, and so I put out a reel because I looked for the first couple seconds, and I was like, okay, it's good, and I didn't catch it, and so the parent sent us a note and was like, by the way, you might want to update your subtitles. So it's good to kind of look through, right? Just to check. It always spells my name wrong, right? So yeah, anytime there's, your last name. So if there's some words that you might get caught up on, or like brand names or something where it just might not get, you might need to do that. Okay, so there you go.
Can you instruct it though? Like you said, it always misspells your name. Are you able to give it instructions that last?
I think it will remember. But yeah.
Still look.
I would still look, yeah. So here are the subtitles. So now it has subtitles all the way throughout. And honestly, I'm not great at checking them. Sometimes I'll just be like, I think it's close enough. You'll see people have mistakes in their subtitles all the time. I'm not telling you to not be perfect, but
To not be perfect.
But sometimes done
Right.
is better than perfect.
Right.
So this one will scan it to
So now what you can do, here's the cool thing. So up here, you can download the transcript, and now you have a transcript of what you said.
Yeah, that's the blog. For your blogs, your.
And now you take that and you put it into your favorite AI, and you say, make me all these resources.
Woo. Yeah.
And it makes all of it for you. So that's where the magic.
Like all of it meaning.
It will write your blog, it'll write your press release, it'll write.
But it's in your voice and your words. That's what I like. It's not like you're just going to ChatGPT and say, write me a blog. It's actually taking.
Yeah, it's taking your words, right, and your content and making it. Make me a LinkedIn newsletter. Make me the description for YouTube and make sure that you highlight these keywords. Give me suggestions on tags for my YouTube, right? And I actually in the class give you the exact prompt. Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I think, Liz, this is very much in line with what you were saying as a creative individual space, you know what I mean? And I know there are some stylists out there that have podcasts, but my audience reacts to visuals.
Yep.
Clothing, shoes, accessories, the whole nine. So I saw, so one of my dreams is to have a little show, a podcast / video podcast. And I saw on your website that you have a studio service, right? So you can, if you wanted to do a visual, right? Like if I want to do, I could just rent your studio.
Yep.
And you have all the fixins.
Yep.
Right?
It's much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
Just show up.
You just show up, and that's what.
What would you bring, the outfits or like?
Yeah.
whatever the outfits, the guest, whomever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And but here's another spin on it, because I've been ruminating on this for a long time, and just even for the investment, whatever level you with Sherry, when you're doing your show, like I have a list in my head of brands that I work with that I would ask to sponsor me.
100%.
Exactly.
100%.
To offset the production cost, right? And that way you're producing content, and obviously, it's relationships that you value that you would share with your audience anyway.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But they're getting some exposure as well. But you're getting the production costs taken care of.
Yep. And I have one other client. They often, people will want some, unless you're a known commodity, people will often want to have like, hey, how many views are you getting and all of that. So I generally don't talk about it early on, but like, Elizabeth and I were talking about a mutual friend who he's well connected in the area, and he's going around already. He hasn't even launched his podcast, and he's going around and getting sponsorships already. So he's like, I'm hoping that I can at least, even if you're not making a profit, at least cover the costs, right? So yeah.
So there's this whole idea of like going high tech, but keeping it high touch.
Yeah.
And the high touch is the human part of it, like making it more personable.
Yeah.
Because I'm big on like, yes, I get a lot of people from social media, but like us to networking, getting in their information. But the whole goal is after you get them from there, is that you get them more on the personal side.
Yeah.
To give it the high touch. And when you were saying something about like your clients are more up into like the visual things, right? Because I mean, it's the same thing with aesthetics, with beauty aesthetics. Like back in the day, everyone's been in like before and after pictures, but like that's so overrated. And half the time people don't really.
Yeah, I'm listening. I want to pull up something.
People don't really want to show the before and after, okay? Because they don't want to be seen that way.
Yeah.
But putting my nurse background behind it is knowing that people will always remember how they make them feel. So for example, like you, maybe that would be like a step up to be able to like actually even interview people you've worked with and see how they felt about it, how did it change, how did it benefit them, or how things like that. Because I have been thinking about doing this whole podcast thing that should be on TikTok already for so long that whenever I did work on it, it was because I was working in a specific company that they sent someone to teach me. But from the very beginning, I wish I did because I just didn't. But long story short, now I've worked it to a point that I just wanted to have enough so that I can do a live TikTok to make it into like a podcast.
One of my clients.
Podcast setup because you can invite people.
Yeah.
You know? And I've been slowly asking my patients or clients, like if they don't mind, because we have conversations all the time,
Right.
you know, and how many times do I find myself saying, oh my God, even with my girlfriends, oh my God, I wish we were recording this right now, because this would be a great podcast.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
always, like, and it's always what I've been saying for the last like year and a half, so, you know,
Yeah.
so yeah.
The other thing that you can do, so this is one of my clients. This is kind of before I really thought about podcasting, but you can do something like this. Like, so I got my lips tattooed a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It's worn off.
Is that lipstick?
You got everything.
But you can see how white my lips, you know, how like. So I went through and I did a whole like behind the scenes video, right? And a lot of it is her.
This is the equivalent of
Is that you?
with the marker before you colored in with a crayon. This is kind of the equivalent of outlining.
So she's just talking through the whole thing, like this is what I'm doing, this is why I'm doing it, right? I ask questions and all that, right? It really doesn't hurt. They put numbing cream on, but you get the big, you know, the next day. And then I fast forward it, but you can do this kind of a thing if you are. Tamika, this is a great, you know, what she's doing is a really great example of that.
Okay. Here we are. Sherry's Amazing Lips.
How long was that?
We have done the outline.
And then I did some like, here's my big
How they're
swollen
gonna
lips.
turn out. It's date.
So obviously I did this more of like an influencer with her, but you can do it from your perspective. And this is actually what we have as the strategy for Tamika. So instead of her always having to come up with ideas of like, oh, what am I going to talk about around LinkedIn today? We were like, well, why don't you do some guests? And yes, you can talk about guests, you know, who know something about LinkedIn, but you could also do this live audit, right? So you could do that with like clothing, right? You could do that inside of a home that you've redesigned to be like, hey, you know, and that's what she did with me. Hey, I'm going to do a live audit of this person's site. And you could do that with somebody like, hey, I'm here with my client today, and we're going to talk about what they need, right? Then we're going to give them some clothes, right? And you create a show out of it. And I'll get to you in just a sec, Benita, but I wanted to point out something that you said that I wanted to come back to. The term podcast is a little. Our thought of what a podcast is very antiquated because we still think of, right, just audio only.
Yeah.
And it's not anymore. A podcast is a show.
Yeah.
And I haven't found a way to communicate that because if I say start your own show, when I say that to people, it's like way up here. They're like, oh, whoa, that's going to be big and expensive and that's too much. So podcast is still the term that people use, but if you watch, especially sports, right? If you watch ESPN or any of those, the vast majority of the shows that are now on those channels are podcasts, right? They are video podcasts. I used the term vodcast for a while because I thought that would translate, but people still didn't translate very well. So it's a weird, like we're in a strange moment when it comes to describing podcasts, but podcasts are shows.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think that was my
Yeah,
question.
go ahead.
People seem to think podcast is just an audio
Yeah.
that you listen to, but it could be whatever you want it to be because it's yours. So you can take the camera to the house and say, let's go in and look and do this audit. Ooh, I hope it ain't ugly. And then just go do whatever you do. And
Yeah.
do it before that or whatever.
Yeah.
Gives us an idea.
Yeah.
Say, oh, let's show how we're going to fix it up. And then, you know, how they do reels, which I have no idea. And then, and here, it's beautiful. Call me.
Yeah. And Liz, you could just have a video camera like this, right? And you could just stand there. Yeah, you see it's so small you didn't even know it was there.
And it follows you.
Yeah, it'll follow you around. And you can be like, hey, I'm Liz and I'm here at the home, at one of my clients' homes, and we just redid their living room. So I'm going to show you some of the before pictures. And then you start showing before pictures, right? You can see that the space wasn't utilized very well, right? Their art was really ugly and everything.
And then
They had orange shag carpets. Right. But now, and then, now let me show you what it looks like. And you can have it follow you around, like automatically, or you can just pick it up, like here we are, right?
Give me the link to that thing.
Yeah, they're amazing. So that's easy enough to do. Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to go back to the sponsorships because the way that she's talking about this engine, remember, you're not quantifying just the podcast itself. You've just talked about all those different channels. So if you tell them that they're buying or partnering with you for a marketing package that has this many channels, that's a strong marketing program versus just saying, I'm putting you on my podcast and I have 11 viewers. You know what I mean? So I think we should think that way when we're looking for, viewers. I'm just saying, that's how I would position it as a full marketing program versus just coming on my podcast.
AI is great. I use it all the time.
Like, you use certain brands when you're doing designing. You use certain brands and you have those relationships. And you bought and marketed their, like, you have a lot to offer those. Some of us don't have that yet, but you guys do. Like, it doesn't matter that you don't have a podcast yet. You already have an audience for those brands. Right? So,
And it might not even be monetary. It could sometimes be in kind, or we'll let you borrow some pieces to talk about.
Yep.
And then, you know what I mean? Or I'll wear it.
Right.
There's ways that you can
Call that pod swap.
Yeah.
Product end to it. There's different
Exactly.
ways you can slice it.
There's a whole bunch of ways you could do it. You could even do like, hey, I dressed this person and they are a public speaker and I wanted to show you some of the looks from their on camera, right? Or I dressed this person who's a podcaster, let me show you all the outfits that they wore, and just grab clips, right? There's plenty of things you can do visually. You just kind of have to think outside the box, and always think of a podcast as video first. There are a few audio only podcasts, but not many. And everything in the industry says it's got to be video. So always think about video first.
Yeah, you started with the whole strategy, and I think it's ecosystem. If you look at the podcast as the nucleus of your ecosystem,
100%.
That's not where you're probably going to make your money from the podcast, but it's the core of the ecosystem, and it channels out to all those other legs that you had on the other screen. And if you get creative in the strategy, like you said earlier, if you start there, it's going to expand into all the other pieces. So I like it. It's really valuable.
Yeah. And then, I have a show called Heart of the Hustle, and it is sponsored. It's sponsored by my guests. And the idea is you can come in, I'll hang out and talk to you for an hour, and then I make it into content for you. So for me, it made a lot of sense, right? Because, people come to me all the time and they're like, I don't want to start a podcast yet, or I just need some content, right? Dr. Lissette's been on the show, Tamika's been on the show. But there are ways that you can also monetize the podcast, right? There might be something really interesting, right? Where you could be like, hey, I'm going to dress you if you got a TEDx, right, coming up. And then, you then market their TEDx and they pay you, right, to be featured on their show, right? Because they're trying to raise their visibility too. So you can also charge your guests. People frown on it, and people don't like me in the podcasting world, but it is a viable business strategy. I've proved it. So it is something that you can do as well, right? Yeah, people pay to be on shows all the time.
Oh yeah.
Podcasters
Pay to be on magazines.
Podcasters get weird and snobby about it.
every month.
Yeah.
$3,500. yours,
Well,
and you'll be on the cover of a magazine.
Yeah.
And
I
Okay,
got
innocent.
bamboozled. Someone said, "Oh my gosh, you've been recommended as a woman of influence."
Oh yeah.
And then they got me on the phone and they're talking to me. Oh, and tell me a little bit about you. Oh, that's so amazing. Blah blah blah. And she was, well, we're going to feature you. You're approved. We're going to feature you. And so now we'll need 900 and da 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 da.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and who recommended me?
Yeah.
I want their name.
Yeah.
Well, you should get the $900 from them.
I know. Dr. Lucette?
I think all of us have had that moment.
Yeah.
But also it's different. Like, I like the fact that you were willing to go against the grain and think outside the box, because also you offer a lot of services to help us do create our own business as well, right? And I will just say I think your prices are very fair for what you offer, and gives you an opportunity to start seeing the potential
Yeah.
of everything. But I mean, as we're sitting here talking, I'm like, my goal is to bring a lot of what I do to the veterinary field, because we're not doing the mental health that we need. That's why we have one of the highest suicide rates. And I started thinking, I bet there's some sponsors out there somewhere, right? And so just
Totally.
having these conversations allows us to start thinking of things that we weren't thinking about before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Reach out to Chewy.
Yeah. Yeah. So sponsorship is kind of podcasting 2.0. There are a couple ways to do it. One, you get people, direct sponsors, right? Like, hey, I'm going to show your clothes if you pay me, right? That's a direct sponsor. You can end up monetizing on YouTube. It takes a lot of viewership to do that. That's a whole other thing that most solopreneurs who are trying to drive other types of products that aren't just their YouTube channel do not have time to do.
Yeah.
So I don't even talk about it. It is an option, but it's real tough to do. But people usually want to see some track record. But if you've got the relationships already, like, cool, like God bless. And especially even if they pay half of it, like, still half of what you could have, right?
We need someone to help us, like, build these. We need a class on YouTube.
Can I also make a I interrupted, I'm so sorry.
I know, we get excited.
Finish your.
No, I was just saying that because YouTube is just a missed opportunity, and none of us are really playing in that area, and it's such a powerful tool, and we need a class on that. Like, we really need to collaborate and figure out who we can bring in, and if it's to build a strong YouTube presence. That was all I was going to say.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, for those of you, because I do the Write Your Book workshops. I was listening to you and I thought, I need to do a workshop on how you can write a book and you do this. So my Pick Your Path book, I mapped out 21 lessons that I did video recordings for. I had a transcript, but then a lot of it is kind of in the moment because I am a speaker. So I took and then pulled the finished transcripts off, I edited them, and that became the book.
Yep.
Wow.
And so, then I added the other elements. But for some people, if you're more natural in front of the camera, or you're going to speak more, when I say fluently, I mean in your own voice, and you feel less hampered by the grammar and the sentence structure and all the things, you can take those transcripts and you literally can turn them into a book.
Yep.
And so my next book that's coming out this quarter, I did the same thing. Because once I get on camera, my brain just starts firing. Yes, I have a transcript, but it always becomes better once I put it in video form. Then I pull those transcripts and, yes, I'm editing them, but I do send them to an editor as well.
Yeah.
But it's a great way to develop book.
And then you're punching off them in.
That is amazing.
That is amazing.
But I want to make sure I hear what you're saying. So you are on stage and you're videotaping that.
Now so that's a great question. For my book content, I'm in front of my computer. So I have a whole studio at home. I have the lighting, the camera, the microphone, all of that. But I am married to a media guy, so
It better be good.
Yeah. Pretty much, it better be good. So I'm doing that at home. I'm just suggesting that for some people, the other piece to what she's saying that I see is you can, but I think
How to
the
take this
class needs to be how, helping people understand how you could map out a book, develop video content that helps you actually bring that to book form.
Yeah.
I am cautious about how much AI is used because there are people that I've worked with that they rely heavily on AI for the book writing, and it's very noticeable when you read the book.
Yeah.
You can see AI from a mile away.
Yeah.
I think the thing about that is if you prompt AI, like you can go in and you can go in and give it you can actually record and put your voice in there, your tone, your everything, and it talks like you. And you can also prompt it to say, you're a genius prompt. Today you're going to be my COO or my business coach, but tomorrow you're my brand strategist. But I'm teaching you when I drop it. And today you're my content architect, which is totally different, which means you're not writing, you're just editing.
Yep.
So it's how you use it as a human, why it sounds so scripted.
And ChatGPT is very formulaic, and people are, people can smell it from a mile away. But I heard a really interesting interview yesterday with, he's like the dean of AI or provost of AI at NYU, New York University, and he was talking about how if you use AI and you let's say you use ChatGPT to come up with ideas, and then you put it in, if you bounce around between a couple different,
for your strategy.
you bounce around between a couple different AI that no one will know, right? You can hide some of that. So we have this mutual friend that we have. So he is starting his podcast here soon. And the topic is clarity. Clarity changes everything. And he is interviewing people, and this is all part of the strategy we put together. He's going to have an interview show, and he's going to ask people the same 3 questions every single time to get their perspective on how clarity has changed in their lives. Then we're going to take all the transcripts. We'll probably use Notebook LM. You put them into Notebook LM and you say, tell me the themes across all of these different questions, right? Have it help you, and then then you can move it over to Claude.
I do agree that prompts make huge difference.
Yeah.
Huge difference.
Yeah.
But I'm writing it first, right?
Say it one more time.
Write it first. Don't write it in ChatGPT. Write it somewhere else where you have it.
I think you can even use ChatGPT for ideas.
Yeah.
But then you're developing them, so that it is true content. Because even Amazon now on self-publishing requires you to declare.
Yep.
Have you used ChatGPT or AI
Yeah.
for content content development? But that's mutual friend's idea. I mean, it's what I do on my podcast, Thinking That Matters. I have the same 5 questions I build into every single interview. And it's very interesting. Every single interview, at the very end, I ask them, why do you believe it's important to cultivate thinking that matters? And I will tell you, there is not a single answer that's ever the same. Ever. It is the most phenomenal, amazing thing ever. I mean, I just love it. It's so cool. This is such a great space for.
And it makes a great book, right? Because then you can, that's where AI is great, is you can say, hey, here's all the transcripts from these, 50 shows. Tell me what the common threads are.
Yeah, that's what I did with.
Right.
I did that without even realizing I was doing that with her connection book.
Yep.
I asked the same 3 questions to everybody, and I've been doing the transcription, and what's coming out of, to your point, I'm blown away, like the insights and everything else, but I didn't realize that I was doing it now either. I could have done it more organized. I would be honest with you, because I said, did someone Zoom, someone email, and that has been a nightmare. But I'm proud of myself, because you're right. I really had what's come from that, and it is becoming a book. But I'm just connecting with what you said.
Yeah, Notebook LM is very good for that. So I use Notebook LM. It's a good way of it will go through a bunch of different documents and help you find patterns. Notebook LM. So it's a Google. Yeah. I took my podcast launch lab. It was 6 courses, and I wanted to make it 12. And so I said, hey, I gave it the recordings of the classes. And I said, here's the recordings from the first 6 classes. I want to make this into 12 classes. How should I break it up? Tell me exactly which slides should be in each presentation, and what do I not have slides for now that I talked about that should be included, right? And did I miss anything? And if so, tell me exactly what each slide should say. And within, an hour, I had, everything reorganized, and I knew exactly. So I went into Canva and moved everything around. There's probably an easier way to do that, but. Yeah, it's super. So there's so much that you can do with podcasting. I wanted to show you, we were talking about home studios. This is my home studio. I mean, I have a fancy studio too, but you can do a lot in your home studio with very, very little. And so that's one of the things that I have here for you. This is a new little freebie that I put together. It's how to set up your home studio. And it's amazing what you can do. I'll show you, if we have time, I'll show you one of the transformations, like before and afters that we've done. But this is just a little freebie. If you guys want to download it, let me know what you think, if you like it. I had Gemini, their image creator, which is called Nano Banana. It made all of the graphics in it.
Pretty stinking impressive what it can do.
It's pretty impressive. Yeah, so it's got this, look at this cute little, cover.
Say that again. I was looking at your website. What were you?
No. So there's in Gemini, it's got something built in called Nano Banana. And Nano Banana is an image generator. And so you can say, so I said, when I was, here's my 12 classes, right? Or in this case, so here's what I did to do this. I took the recording that I made for the first podcast launch lab. I uploaded it. I think I used it in Notebook LM. And then I said, hey, I want to make this into a workbook. What should be on each page? And then, great, can you make the graphics for me? Here's one of the graphics that I made. And it's so much better than what I had. But it made this cute little cover.
It's really cute of you.
And it's all in that style. It's super, super cute.
That is very cute.
So this will help you know how to set up your home studio. Well, so the image generators, if you tried to use an image generator even a month ago, it's different now. They are getting better and better and better. The days of 6 fingers are gone.
Right.
Yeah. It's amazing how quickly it's changing. It's crazy. At PodFest, I did 9 hours of AI training. So I went to every single AI course, and it's amazing. It's really, really amazing what you can do. Especially when it comes to visuals. So it's not perfect. But it's close. What else do I have in here? So that's kind of all that